If you're not crawling every day, you're losing one of the most powerful anti-aging tools your body ever had. Seriously, the moment you stop touching the floor, you start aging faster. Martha, 61, told me she avoids the floor now because she's afraid she won't get back up. But that fear disappears once you understand what crawling does for your strength, confidence, and longevity. In this video, you'll discover why crawling keeps you young, why adults stop doing it, and how you can start a safe daily routine in just 8 minutes. Because once you understand what the floor does for your body, you'll never want to give it up again. 1. The day you stop using the floor, your body quietly starts aging faster. Your body has a rule: use it or lose it. And nowhere is this more obvious than with the floor. There's a simple test called the sitting rising test. Can you sit down on the floor and stand back up without using your hands or knees much for support? Studies in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that people who struggle with this basic movement have a significantly higher risk of early death compared to those who do it easily. It sounds dramatic, but it makes sense. That one action tests balance, strength, flexibility, and coordination all at once. The same qualities you need to live independently as you age. As children, we used the floor constantly. We rolled, we crawled, we sat, twisted, and got up without thinking about it. Somewhere in adulthood, we traded all of that for chairs, couches, car seats, and office desks. We stopped going to the ground, and slowly, the ground started feeling dangerous. But here's the paradox. The less time you spend on the floor, the more fragile the floor becomes. Your hips tighten, your back stiffens, your ankles get weak, your confidence shrinks, and the very thing you're afraid of, falling and not being able to get up, becomes more likely if you never train those movements. The good news? This process is not final. Your body is still incredibly adaptable, even in your 50s, 60s, and beyond. And one of the most powerful ways to reverse this quiet aging is to reclaim the movement you started life with, crawling. BOST 2. Why crawling is your body's original Stay Young program. Before you ever walked, you crawled. It wasn't random. It was your nervous system's way of wiring strength, balance, and brain coordination together. Modern research is finally catching up with what your body already knew. Quadrupedal movement, moving on hands and feet, or hands and knees, has been shown to improve flexibility, core stability, and proprioception, your body's internal sense of where it is in space. And cross-body movements, like right hand with left knee, left hand with right knee, don't just train muscles. They help both sides of your brain talk to each other better. Cross-crawl style exercises are used in neurological and brain gym programs because they improve coordination, attention, and overall nervous system integration, even in older adults. When women over 50 start crawling again, a few things happen very quickly. Hips begin to loosen because they're finally bending and rotating again. Shoulders start to stabilize because they're bearing a little load in a safe way. The spine stops behaving like a rigid stick and starts gently waving again as you move. It doesn't look like a fancy gym workout. It doesn't look cool. It looks childlike. And that's exactly why it works, because that's where your body built its original foundation. But what if your knees hurt, your wrists are sensitive, or your back feels stiff? That's where we soften and adapt this practice specifically for you. 3. Gentle, safe crawling for women in their 50s and 60s. I want you to hear this clearly. Crawling for you does not mean slamming your knees onto a hard floor and trying to move like a toddler again. We're going to be kind to your joints and smart with your progress. Imagine this as your first step. You lay out a folded yoga mat, blanket, or soft rug. You place a cushion under your knees. Instead of fully locking out your wrists, you angle your hands slightly and keep most of your weight toward your hips. You move slowly, like you're teaching your body the alphabet again, one letter at a time. For some women, even this is too much at first, so we start even gentler. Hands on a sturdy couch or bed, knees on the floor, a tilted crawl, or crawling on forearms instead of hands if wrists complain. Research on ground-based training and quadrupedal movement shows it can meaningfully improve balance and functional movement, even in people who aren't athletes. So don't underestimate how powerful this can be. Even if you're moving slowly and carefully for just a few minutes, the goal is not to smash a workout. The goal is to send your body a new message. The floor is not my enemy. I can move here. I can get up. I am still capable. Once that message starts landing, everything else gets easier. 4. Your simple 5 to 7 minute crawl to stay young routine. Picture this like a tiny morning movie you repeat each day. You lay out your mat. Maybe soft sunlight is coming in. You take a breath and let your body remember what it once knew, how to move freely. You start on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees on something soft. Slowly, right hand with left knee, left hand with right knee. No rush, no forcing, just a gentle crawl that wakes up your core, hips, and spine without a single crunch. After 30 to 60 seconds, you sit down, lift your hips slightly, and scoot sideways. It looks simple, almost playful, but your side body, glutes, and deep core light up in the best way. You rest, then lie on your back, feet flat, lifting your hips into a small, safe bridge. A tiny inversion that shifts blood flow, decompresses the spine, and tells your nervous system we're still flexible. Then you finish with one more slow, confident crawl, noticing how much steadier your hands, knees, and breath feel. And just like that, 5 to 7 minutes are done. No gym, no machines, no pain, just a gentle routine proven to improve balance, strengthen your core, and reduce fall risk as you age. You didn't force your body. You simply reawakened it. And if you keep doing this over days and weeks, the changes won't just show, they'll feel undeniable. 5. What starts changing when you crawl consistently? Women who stick with this kind of gentle ground practice a few times a week often report the same pattern. In the first week, they usually say things like, I feel silly, but I also feel strangely proud of myself. The fear of the floor starts to soften. Getting down and up feels a tiny bit less scary. By week 2 or 3, daily life begins to shift. Sitting on low chairs, getting out of bed, stepping into the tub, all of it feels smoother. That tight, braced, careful way of moving starts to loosen. There's a little more trust in every step. And over a month or more, something even bigger happens. The floor stops being a threat and starts becoming a place of training and freedom again. Remember that sitting rising research we mentioned earlier? Middle-aged and older adults who could move to and from the floor with less support had a much lower risk of dying from cardiovascular or natural causes over a 12-year period. It's not that crawling is a magic trick. It's that it brings back the exact qualities that keep you independent. Strength without brute force, balance without fear, flexibility without extreme stretching, coordination without complicated choreography. Every time you crawl, scoot, or bridge, you're sending your body a quiet message. We're not done. We're still in this. We are staying young through movement. Now, all of this is happening on the outside. Joints, muscles, balance, coordination. But many women over 50 feel another layer of frustration. I'm moving more. I'm trying. But my energy and metabolism still feel slow. This is where we gently shift to the inside and talk about your cells, your mitochondria, and how something like Mitolan can support everything you're doing on the floor. You've already given your body something powerful. Movement that tells your joints, your spine, and your nervous system we're staying young. That alone creates a huge shift. But inside your cells, there's another layer to the story, especially as you move into your 50s and 60s. Your mitochondria, the tiny energy factories inside each cell, start slowing down with age, stress, poor sleep, and modern living. When they slow down, you slow down. Your metabolism feels sluggish, your energy dips, and everything feels just a little harder than it should. This is why so many women say, I'm walking, I'm exercising, but my energy still feels behind. That's where something like Mitolan becomes more of an ally than a supplement. Mitolan is designed to support mitochondrial health using plant-based nutrients like maqui berry, rhodiola, amla, and natural antioxidants that help your cells produce energy more efficiently. In simple terms, while crawling trains your outer body, Mitolan supports your inner engine. Women who pair both often describe steadier, all-day energy, fewer cravings, and an easier time managing weight, less brain fog, and more mental clarity. And no, Mitolan isn't a miracle pill. It won't replace movement, nutrition, or medical care. But unlike stimulant-heavy products that force your body into fake energy, Mitolan focuses on cellular support, which means the energy feels natural, stable, and real. Here's the part Russell Brunson would call the new opportunity. The old model says, diet harder, walk more, push through fatigue, repeat. But your new model is simpler and so much smarter. You reclaim the floor with crawling, rebuilding mobility, balance, and confidence. You support your cells with Midolin, giving your body the internal boost it's been missing, and you finally let both layers work together. Could you keep crawling without Midolin? Absolutely. But if you're thinking, I'm ready to give my body every advantage, inside and out, then checking out Midolin is simply the next smart step. The link is in the description if you want to read the science, ingredients, and guarantee, and decide for yourself. Take your time. Make an informed choice. Talk to your doctor if needed. You're not dumb if you don't buy anything. But if you've spent years tired, stiff, or feeling older than you are, and there's something designed to support the exact energy system that slows down with age, it's worth at least looking at. So picture tomorrow. You lay out your mat, you crawl, you breathe, you move. You get up from the floor feeling a little stronger than last week. And maybe, just maybe, you support your cells too with something designed to help you feel energized from the inside. Movement on the outside, support on the inside. One body working in your favor. Because staying young isn't about acting 20. It's about giving your 50, 60, and 70-year-old self every smart advantage to move, think, and live with freedom. And the floor, plus a little mitochondrial support, is a beautiful place to start.